Assalamu alaikum, Jibe Rabada. I'm sorry, Algamola, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean incoming call. So, mungkin na program udah mau dekam bunjuro. Oh dia was ya. Alright, so Jibe Rabada wada nal konton nal bismillah. Gambia banko kang anem banko ya bandala. Kale aji nyamin bi na funding ke fular samana. Purka jako niye kacha. Nin mu molar mi ana kon teri balom. Mu mo yellam bake yel ni ñu molon ne. So bi go bro. I have to bring both of you on my platform. Purka jako nale kacha. Bari ñun mu molar mi ana ko ba place wala marakang. Nyara Gambia politiko na fana jibe. Nyara jibe komodo demanding ako kolya bake pour ka funding kel soto bake pour ka je kila dum politiko na fana do. But be said na mi ana ko Serina Jaju atalam the spokesperson for renowned NUP National Unity Party mi anna ko Lamin Jedaba wala mu party nyaron kodi na la kalam da men command demanding NUP ikada molde mi anna ko participate le 2021 presidential election so amenge party ndi ni ara gambela political fanaji be bu party balla kono mi anna ko tambira IC la scrutiny ni na pour kaje ko ke fon commande party la bango kan fobi party mu fene mi anna ko bita kan fon frère tembo minna Lamin Mane atamu molde mi anna ko is a regular contributor ñim programme do jang ñi na mara sinya nani ñone fo lulu ba kat na jam bake jamba yaldi na trial no pour ka ke co-host bari neto ko ñin ka jam fale bar say njigita neto ko ñim bede atala say we will try to have him as the co-host as we move forward and then I will have a negotiation with him with regards to that maybe fe ba from bias talabang but he's a comrade so I will bring him on to share his ideas and hold our guest to account at some point so without much ado mba seedna la maa ko yella wolto anin jibe rani lo mala ñoo konton den sa dum programme ñu kono seedna bismillah
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Mbe lamoy lal jibe lal be kontonna kali tentu kali jay kali nimbara bake. And of course, Mena brother kontonna Honorable Ali Job for inviting me to this special edition. Of course, Mena brother fana kontonna Mr. Lamin Mane of the UDP, the renowned Mr. Lamin Mane, of course. Kafalo, I'm so happy to be here today, inshallah, and I hope we will have a very fruitful conversation moving forward. Baraka bakena, brother.
thank you so much seedna Jajo then over to you Lamin bismillah if I wara jam bakel bari ko ñoko parti ñaton ko mobile ko ni ngete ko sango ite wala so sangue say
Aliou a baraka bake en kontani bada pour que kafu ila diam lal kanyam bi pour que Seydina fanan kontom bage afanan mole
yeah I know afana banda ko la sotolo fana ñina but I believe he's going to be back very soon seedna Gambia bol ñamare ni e programme will start
soto pour que participer pour
Yeah, you can
funding
respect
audio fanan ba fly ko it's always home nka kontani bake ni nata jang pour isaje nimmol sakka million ko e banko kan anim banko e bantala barka bake Aliou.
All right, thank you so much, Lamin. Thank you, Sedna, for alien invitation of Hono Nyami, despite all the busy schedule. Ale try program time of create kanananka purna kachajambi. Madam tra dami bi program on yinto wala mu a coalition building. Mi alna ko juma bal jigita nunko coalition of Basotola Banco kan and coalition on yimbakela fenedi mi alna ko Allah hamen ko ning abadi lalla. But kabin coalition conversation started nung party for all mi alna ko coalition me ala ko me nyafa. Abol kono United Democratic Party. Well, that is if in the coalition no nyinko no fananyina. I wanted to lava kala minyin ka fananyina mun kule me nyafa coalition building nyinko no for ibode je jani mina said na kam because na jalo ko NUP fana if ane single bandi wo coalition building nyinko no and said na fana ba tanila mola mun dalil latine bodeje because one can say that both of you are vindicated because be na jale coalition of Biafra that tembe da minto Gambia political fanala. Lamin over to you.
Well, abaraka bake Aliou dalilo mi en tolbo ni nyin coalition kono ngamra ni nga som opto abekela dalila sabalti oto wo kono dalila folo kaje ko mi ning banko e sin fata mi ya lonko ngaja na tami wulu banko e woto manyen na muruna ko repeat because banku doko is such a serious matter that mistake ol manya naka allow baake because every mistake mo le ka faji banko le kata kom yo sidula fulanya mo fanan mbe man sakunda nyum fanan sambala ni nyami fanan na modol min yalon ko nibe kacha nyin kono je ol fane ya man sakunda sifa min samba nyami fo ni man na bewo fanan yo sidula sabanya wole mo carte fanan be fayla no nyamin pour mo fana ye tommo mi yalon ko abe tele coalition no nyaton ko di kake flag bearati ni man na bem fana wala so nyilem sidula sabolti min yalon ko eketa kulti mini mantol niol muta ngaje ko mi woton tan do ko kelano but ning kadunke kono do ning sidula follow alu gambia kata bankuti mi yalon ko 2016 nga coalition ol ke ka president bonni nu jambi mu ya jamet yo barnina to wo bonni nya jibe nga formato mi yusi ko le fo independent led coalition wala mo mi yalon ko i hamo bela pour kaji ko mi be kafula mol ka min nyanta president bonni la nu jambi mu ya jameti isa join coalition o nyinka first step yo ni join ta coalition o nyinka mo isa to mondirke mo kilina mi yalon ko wala be la parti represent na je as a candidate so wakamunto mo nyimbe resign na kanaka look as an independent carte nyanta faylo mo letima isaje mo tambito wol kono wala bina ke coalition o nyinna nyaton kodi ntol nga wala ka anim parti dol min betu latanka in 2016 na candidate o min ke Adam Baroti nata ka tambi ka ke coalition wala flag biarati min nata chamba ka win in 2016 yo bar ni nata jibe wo mi wulu nyimbankun ka as soon as 2017 ngaje la parti dol man son participate la coalition o nyinkon you could remember doy man hani executive position on nyinta doy went straight to the parliament and ngalone doy la membership ning especially under the leadership of the right honorable Halifa Sallah was the spokesperson of the coalition and I do minke odulato history will always have it. It's in the annals of history. It's one of the best spokesperson Ngamisoto as far as coalition building is concerned. Bari amanna participate no je so akamunda coalition wala breakdown o komasi ta kabiro watol anu nga
UDP ko nyana lamin bulala program mo nyintene ni baring ni start a call fanang ala network ko break la you're gonna lose this he's gonna lose the signal
kata
lamin ka break la kora man ke call la ko mo le me bunjulo la duma je
no sai ka muel
anke mo sa ye go ahead
so sai wonata kamine ke mansa kunna ngamin bondinu minkete APR city won niw mansa kunna le nate bulodu nyobulu ka doku ke and wo doku nyim fanan kono le ngaje le commissional min lota pour ka je ka tilingo ni tajirinte amin keto nunjang pour ka ko kacha mansa kunna manna simfa jamal tano ka je komi ka mol busa milia lonko ye oke because of nim mansa kunna ka bokelo wati aka molle busa milia lonko bi anibe mansa kunna kilingo so wonata ke kuti miya lonko coming for the oppressor amanne busa no buso because of the withdrawal be salary men but that is even one thing but reforms will mean betu nyanta kala ngaje reforms will manke so woton ko ni reforms will banko samba ko mabakele constitutional reform manke civil service reform manke so ngoto saying nim ya lonko saying pour lafla ka falinduro ke man sakundala ko den through a coalition woto alnga simfa do fanan jibe through a party led coalition whereas particularly mi ya lonko bi ninga formula use nga jibe mbe mi use la as a metric pour ka tombondiro ke ntol ngana metric fole nundat ncholon tolle by as far as elections are concerned ntollem official opposition te nyimbankun kan wala mun tolle la nombal ninna chairman representation ninna national assembly representation nin council representation siata mo betuti woto moliye lankan isaje nga banko bondi ibaje la sama ata kala no ka fu komi nga modole tombon atata lo afon e kanaka man sakunda kono through political party establishment ngoto al nga ke wo nyam bari wala mun tolla decision ot e ko no decision dole be bulo kono okay ko dal ngata coalition boto nga ko kacaje bari manna benje because yara fa amanke UDP da mala option oti that mol nyenta kata party led anata ke niali other 5 political parties mil jikita komi UDP e silo minta wala kaje ka la political party koma itol fana wala be mutari bulo kono ko okay yara nyi manken tol da mala kuti bar dol fana nata fule ko itol damma itol yaje ko min nyenta sila dole use la mo len di 2016 coalition method nyinti mom way resign ya loy fongoye isaje ngang kilin tombo wo mol kono ntol manso wola anu banko en tol so loi en tol so wola le that at any point if we disagree freedom of expression, freedom of association and whatnot instead lo no fongole wala tin nan jenketan fongole lota sites la ngi tuje pour la process ke that is one thing but second thing fanan minna ta ken tol fongoy mira ku bati nyin ko kono wolem iko man sa kunna nyimbe tamala ni nyamin itol ko saying purun kana 2016 character min keta adam baro min ken kana repeat woto isaje nga moso to miya lonko ibe fende londile ka faye ko di governing council wala molle be lala nyoka ye taram sa e santola saja nim man sa kabe sembo do use la itol sake multi min ya lonko iba man sa sembo nyin jibe la iba sembo fanan talal ndol ko bari banko ka tamani maral kitabul an bi maral kitabu bentol bum ni alonko sanji tan saba mi bina wasila kabiri 1997 to date is very close to 27 years or 30 years now. So ni wo kitabo ya tanin tolla man sa kunna nyanta tambila ni nyamin ako separation of checks and balances, separation of powers and checks and balances. Man sa kunda ka tamani sidula sabol minna ye talar ke te message isa kala nyo sembo jibel wolem député bungoti kiti bungol anim man sa kunda baro na la mol min yalon ko lem député barsha ni nata governing council lo woto wobe mun do kule kala o man tan sa ferin tolla banko maral kitabo kon annu nta kafula no nga kuke pour mi ya lon ko abe banko maral kitabo nyin tinyal katu nayo tinya aka mun tambe gammen dingol le nene kan annu manya na wokela nin keta kuti mi ya lon ko ngam bangala fana sabanyango wole keta be carte fayla no nyami fo hana tar carte fayo be kela pour kaje ko mi nyimmo mi ya lon ko ka fa independent na nyenta tambila nyami jobis banko maral kitabo section 60 le fana e political parties wol kacani banko ka anu ni hakilo ba kan bunne be lori nye kami fo independent electoral commission so ibaje la nga bill sor mi an ke ka fa election bill o election act wo fanan kacata karre fay wala tamandir nyala nyim bankun kan anu akacata political parties fanan na lola nyim bankun kan atina ni tata banko maral kitabo jibe section 61 na 1 subsection 1 aka fe ko banko kanjang patiom ni alon ka amar register so mbol kumandi la organization lella ita mo sponsor la no in public election wala mo man presidential election ti député a carte fayo councilor a carte fayo ita mo sponsor la no under a placard of a political party name asa ke no independent party damal woto nyinka tandila komika ke political party ti banko kan there is a legitimacy to it e kumaya ba ko konole andu loi fanan na jero fanan ba ko konole woto ngo nin to mondiro nyante kala political party min yalun ko structural be bul banko be tu kan ñun leñante kala multi min yalun ko nyante ñi ñaton ko tombon bari iko hani mol min yalun ko i register taw ani mol min yalun ko i mar register i be tu banko dingol lem i be mol le be ko mayto nyanto sotole pour ka tombondir ke ñi ñaton ko la ntol ngaje ko mi woto nakaro le be kuwol kono ntol tar sonna nakaro minna katum mol min yalun ko imang any efforts ke la party register imang any efforts ke kata national independent electoral commission kela 1 million o joje auto mi siato woti pour que le parti register pour ka fontol ni wol mol betu nga kan nga ka refa mola min nyanta tambila you can imagine job is b organization kilina mo sa tambino mi alon ko amar register ke parti fondi amala 1 million dollars o sojo at the independent electoral commission kana ke banko la flag be arati min nyanta political party betu nyanta lala minka so ni ajibe logic batandile le comme ya man sense make nilem kusa bolti min yalon kon tol ngam bangala lotam fongole mol min yalon ko fanan ikonu ifane ye bankaje ko min kanata independent led la wol fanan latan kambi wala tina ni social media jibe UDP be mol sora kam min siata political party nani tani movement min yalon ko ni lokum min kananan ni be signero kala memorandum of understanding baraka bak.
Wow, that's incredible. And then now njikita ko alla consol mu fene mi alna ko akuma da bage baring ni kata election wala especially kate fo mi alna ka bade ni nyin sifala alnyen na ko nyimbon la nyamo kono la manya na nyone la fana futa dado mi alna ko sini sama mi na nyo jelela. I think UDP did the right thing to pull back from a get go. And over to you NUP said in atal fana kede moldi mi alna ko mojumal jikita ko ikafolo ko Lamin Jedabo Esa Fall Talib Bensouda ani Mama Kande iba jigirin ko atala ba kwale sono nyalba tarra kono la bari amma me baga na jimma Mama Kande fana yolete a lost you know atara la hajora mbije kabirin your excellency Lamin Jedabo interview fana ke ako adamu moldi mi anna ko min coalition kura that year for the first time as a spokesperson. Why didn't you tell people that you guys are not part of this from the beginning, and what are the reasons why Almantara new coalition building into Ofananyin? Walk us through.
Mbenna Alpha Konton Nakotaki, His Excellency Dr. Lamin Jedabo, of course, the NUP Executive Committee for Ambe Move Konton. First of all, let's look at the genesis. Akumada Bage Purmolsa understand the historical background. As to Mia Kendi, the NUP was never part of these talks. Let me repeat that again. The NUP as a political party was never and ever a part of these talks. That is this, coalition building platform morning. Me along ADD they are lead no. Because what happened was from the beginning, ADD the party leader, Walenathan Control Meet, he spoke to us about the prospects of starting a platform. But then nala kacha kono nata nga korosi nga kul korosi nga jeko yalong kacha le ka kacha wulu kumule ka kumul wulu. Nga jeko ordinarily he has made up his mind as to atela migro to jumale nyanda katambi coalition on nyato. Now when you preempt a conversation before you getting into it, ndonga feel coming there is no need to even start because it will not end well. So there were a lot of red flags from the beginning. Well, we didn't even bother to get into it because nalna abelabana dame. Again, from the beginning. We are not getting into any form of alliance or any form of coalition, whatever it is you call it, just for the sake of convenience. This country has bled enough. And it is time for us to put partisan politics aside. It's time for us to prioritize the needs and aspirations of the Gambian people. That is to listen to what the electorates are talking about and give them exactly what they want. At the end of the day, it will be the most important people as far as the election cycle is concerned. Because it only been a carte file. So we were never actually part of it from the beginning. So subsequently, the coordinating team led by lawyer Asad Martin and a couple of others, kind of like trying to advise us to actually, even if it is going to be on observer basis, observe, if we are satisfied, we can be part of it. We told them our reasons. I would not want to bring it here in public because it wasn't a public conversation. But then again, even after Nila Kacha, we still found that there is no need to actually start a new platform or to get into the stocks because so we didn't bother. At some point we sent someone to go there as an observer to actually observe the entire process. But coming realized from the beginning, that's what we concluded. Right now we've never been part of it. So I would not want to go into this conversation deep because it is something that partners may within the alliance. It only the mass of team. But then feel coming these talks will not even continue, it will not get anywhere. And it has always been a reality because if you listen to Dr. Lamin Jeda about conversational bay, he always make this very clear from the beginning. There will be a third force. And then it is almost impossible that any platform will survive. At the end of the day, parties that malmele alonko ila mirol keta kilindi, walel bela la nyokam purka make so kabanko nyine. At the end of the day, Tonya Lam party will Seattle. Gambia dungo left time oppositional bay nan together. But what is practically impossible because na mirol phone manke kilindi. Banko mbewala nyine kam banko dingole mandaraka banko nyine pour fongoye. NUP mandaraka banko nyine pour Dr. Lamin Jedabo. NUP banko nyine kane pour ka système on fali. Boto ina feka système on fali. Ila focus manyana kala damma. Jumala nyanda katani. Your focus is supposed to be what project ibole people. Now let me give you a historical background of what the NUP is. National Unity Party as a political party. Kabiru lungo mena ya tunkan. Kabiru lungo mena ya low. Momorondi Mabeta wo party law dula eka fully the founding fathers. They passed a governing principle, a resolution ko. It all kono momorondi Mabeta bi party law hani mo killing the tambela party nyaro. For the simple reason imalafi mo nyim party je katel tamu ila fami non gambe dingol salon ko nyim party mo gambe la party yol. Wala yaken hani te ali mesir nyam wala hani atela min mane mesir nyam bi isa nyim party nyaton kayano na nyaton kay wato fuzel itema. Kato membe je wala nyinti ko ning selection a flag bearer selection process nying sita. What we call a head hunting exercise ngole ke nga gambe dingol jin track record at least they told the boxes me alonko is part of the portfolio nga put forward ngol invite the interview adena de katala nga train down fu mo kili me alonko kala bangole appoint but appoint no buka comme ka wule dum kili ya appoint. It's an all inclusive process me alonko the central executive plus the regional executive committees leka denkake. Maybe someday if you invite me I'll put you through the entire process. But nyim parti kilo me alonko wolem NUP de kabling parti nying ya tunkan inatana niaji be parti nying tunkanta in 2018 but we registered in 2020. So this 2 years gap ngole ta pour ka data exercise ki data collection exercise kar ndol jigita nyina ko ni dafta ka banko mara ni be banko manyana marla itenente sina officer wala nga sina bunkono na banko la ki wala nga kitabo sa be ka fo me manifesto yenda ka banko mara min ndol nga fil kom gambe dingol nyenta ila sesotola e nyanda fole ni itol lafta pour ila banko e mara nyaadi nga wo data collect of course we consulted subject matter specialists in different areas different facets natala nga na manifesto nyim bil ka fa the people's manifesto wo manifesto nyim kono governing principle be wolal kono wala na maral kitabo ning ala kitaram to nyinda ka banko mara nyami here I will take a moment to counter or to disagree with what Lamin said
part of ila talks also it all part of the reasons that they disagreed with well that governing council at the NUP intol nga feel go we should separate the state from the party. These are two different things. The party la responsibility well candidate ning empower put to the state house. But when the party that gets to the state, now he becomes the president of the Republic of the Gambia. There has to be a distinction. Nibe Mansakunda Tombona, Mansakunda should be purely based on Molmeli Alonko ya Miro Soto, Molmeli Alonko ya Lundo Soto, meritocracy to be specific. Puruka Banko Nyimara. Amanya kala because I am part of the party, I'm part of the struggle, then nyenda ka Banko Mara, nyenda ka Palaso. No. Nyenda ko bondi, nyenda ko disona political kono. Now, NUP ko, Ndola Patio as a political party will serve as the first watchdog to the government. It doesn't mean coming in Dr. Lamin Jeda we are feel coming. Kari membe NUP la Patio kono as a Palazzo Marano. It doesn't mean at a Palazzo as a Palazzo Dialano, but about Dialana based on merit. So the political party will serve as a watchdog because we promise the people something. Nga tarambulota wala nga kitabulota me alonko ngole bit sell to the Gambian people, ngole pitch to the Gambian people. Wala sang. Oro kitabo ni anyanda kamarolo ke wo kitabo la kuma kangola kitabo memfo anyanda kamarolo ke wala nyam oro nin Dr. Lamin Jeda botara fa be sulo bulakan there has to be a force let's say for example a body that should be responsible for holding him to account first wala akende NUP ntola governance principles so nganyine tunkanko at the end of every 6 months or the quarterly or annually depending on the executive agree after we get to office mbe the president invite her to our office to our headquarters wolu wona after that he's going to be a member, just an ordinary member. Mba nyinin kala kuma kan wala nga Gambia dimo promise A, B, C and D. What have you done so far? Muniatina iman nyinge muniatina basically to help him govern. Ndol jigeta ko banko nyina tamal wala nyama. Wala akene looking at all these facets from the beginning to nga understand ko patiol melia lonko ila miron ten kilinti ila jirnyan ten kilinti ila mansakunda sambanyan ten kilinti ni ko be wol sambal nan together for a coalition of bill is going to be extremely difficult for ko achieve. Wala akene we didn't even bother from the get go and we have vindicated. B the NUP and the Unite, we've got into an alliance, a strategic alliance that is poised to change the political dynamics of this country.
Yeah, we will definitely delve into the alliance that the UMC and UMC and UPM surrounding UDP Fanana alliance there because Najel I mean it's an interesting time in Gambia. But when you talk about the Mira Nyaman killing, the opposition or Jamabal Kafolko, Allah Mira Nyal killing the Walamko, Allah Vaka Masam Kundamim Bija Walla Kul Manyafa. When you say the Mira Nyaman killing, what are you trying to say here, my boss?
Yalong coming together put a president of Bundi and Banko Mara Faratal. Now if you listen to Lamin, Mr. Lamin Mane, Kumakongon Memfo Nyintiko, it only I feel coming party led would have been the best mechanism to govern this country. Because Niaje Beofola, it will comment they have the best policy so far, Mealonko is enough to actually salvage this country. Now let's take 2016 as an example, based on Lamin Fongola assessment MND. When President Barrow was elected into office, he became the president of the Republic of the Gambia. At the end of the day, President Barrow deviated completely from a campaign promise. The objective of 2016, they would tell you, was to get President Jammeh out of office. But now today, as Beamingcon, what has changed? Now, people can talk about the democratic dispensation, but is that really enough? Is that really enough to put food on the table, on people's table? Is that really enough to change the livelihoods of the Gambian people? Absolutely no. We are bringing a second part of 2016. But this time, nimbe banko nyimbondi, nimbe banko bonda based on policy and program. Nimbe banko bonda based on a clear roadmap, a clear, blueprint. Purka make sure nimfuta mansakunda nyanda ka mansakunda fali na nyadile. Wale the National Unity Party was advocating for system change. Nimbe na system of falling na governance nyimbalende la menka wolem na marabu kitabo wolem the rule of law. Na make sure fengo feren nimbe menke la nyanda kala fene mianka be tunkane na kitabu kono ana akana ka fende mianko Dr. Lamin Jeda wala mirolem wala Seydina la mirolem wala Aliou la miro hani na banko la kitabo e memfo aning na blueprint ni nga banko e nyini minkamba ay memfo nyanda banko tamandela wala nyam. So wala na ko mirol manga kelni because nyajibe Patriot be advocating. Patriot are advocating for this, others are advocating for that. So now that Allah even if you get to office, these differences will definitely come on board. Nina in 2016, even though he refused completely to take over the a person in the governance framework of the the cabinet. So the other coalition partners they accepted the question because yes, I understand. Let me just close this here.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. other political parties, they were part of the coalition. Kabri during the government, at the end of the day, President Barrow almost dismissed everybody. Part of the political allies, allies, annual bedokola right now. Wala ntonga feel comme momoron de ini membe doko kala pour ka banko nyini anyanta kala multi wala patriot mi alla jer nyamu kilned alla miral nyamu kilned anu alla policy nim program fanan is poised towards one direction me alon ko wolen ka banko nyim falling on a specific direction.
All right, in summary, Jamina Lamin Kang, yet Tonya, you come for the man of Senator Bagger, but Fema Miracle, UDP also have a point, given that near Mozambique, Momi Noko is an independent. Yata Minika resign a party to ILO as an independent candidate. What happened? Because there are evidence to be able to collaborate. Purka Joko ka mezameno nyenge min ketanung kunu could have actually happened today. What assurance do you have that Natara coalition building with not party led but candidate led coalition coming kera kuno wata fulanya nabi? Do you really think that UDP didn't have a point on that regards?
No, to dispute. I mean, I'm not in a position to dispute you. UDP they have all the right to do whatever they want.
No,
They're
I'm
an
not saying that
independent
UDP.
political party.
I'm just
But
talking
for us,
about
we
the
don't need
the
to
analogy that they
I
use. The analogy may use with regards to party led and
understand.
candidate led.
I understand.
Do you really think that you will trust anybody? Purkajako Kata as an independent. Next 2 years time, Americana for some party law will I deviate from the principles?
Wala akende mkweko nalbe molondira al molonde meya lonko al balonde kan sarto lelkan niko sarto wolem aliye banko nyini munekan. That is the policy wala let's say the blueprint ale min pitch to the Gambian people wala kumayana. At the end of the day momoro ne betambelo nya nyana kala muti melanka tilinda mo melanko asirat alala mo melanko ay kala mutoro ke munem governance because ni mo sambane mo tambini melanko amari man kala mutoro at the end of the day abina labana comme president Barrow minke. So there is a lot of boxes that need to be ticked, or a lot of criteria that need to be fulfilled. Jandiba Mari Tambindil. I accept that part. Well, I can go. It's not in my position to dispute what UDP did. But don't I feel coming. Natarantol, in that alliance, we've prepared a blueprint. Come Benyim Banko Marla blueprint. Mbe mo fana min tamela bekala multimialango itialango Amari is a man of integrity. For example, Dr. Lamin Jedab. Gambe dingol bele yalom bi na la kumo fa ko benyina kela. Wallahi aba kela. A mole mealango asidat alala. Mole mealango ay kala mutoroke. Mole mealango amanta ka banko ni pour afon. Na la fon sun kum fengolon. Pour abe continuer la kala doko ke anyanda ka men sur a sototi. Somebody like Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda, he has proven beyond reasonable doubt that he can be trusted. If you look at the Commission of Inquiry, the local government commission, they've done whatever they can. Yeah, I understand. They've put him through 10 days scrutiny. For me, we've not seen any credible evidence. The only thing that we've seen was someone that has been fighting corruption, someone that was steadfast in his purpose as to what he was elected to do. Of course, there were some lapses. There were some room for improvement by governance. There were mistakes as well that we had done, but that is human. At the end of the day, the most important part is to learn from those mistakes and then we move on as a country. Wala aken din koy ko ntol this year ndoli mo moron dimbe coalition okela abekela multi melango ikam min jowlam system woni mba fali na nyadi because the problem is not President Barrow as a person. The problem is the very system that he's governing on. Niajibe B mo moron dimbe melango is not a fan of that system or Momiango do not agree with the very system that President Barrow is governing us. Abe boni la upala sotole. Abe molel na ferenje. Wala akendi the same people mela lango mele do kolon with the former government from Sadaba Karaba Jawara time or former President Jamila time. I will recycle them because they're the only people that can survive in that system. Abol marakam minna. Wala akendi be impunity be siaring, lawlessness be nyimbankonkang. There is no control. Crime rate is at the rise. Drugs and corruption is always, is at the rise. Because mole mele alonko, what system mole understand. So we don't the system is the enemy. The system mole bondi la nyadi. But anyata kala mole mele alonko system mole faham. Ya faham system mole nyanda I replace nyadi. Not just ka kungo falenka aramaboro bondiji ka alu job na falenka sindiji. We think this country is far beyond that. We've moved beyond that direction now.
Yeah, I am convinced NUP also have a lot of policies, and of course, Jiber nya kendro sotar nya da purka je ka banko tamande back. But lamin mine kan serina kuma jamal for I don't know whether you have anything to rebut before we the next point of discussion.
Yes, sedina kuma dol for mine alonko ikende abata kuma bal komi ngafanya mole mi alonko banko tamandir bulo ay along bakele sai. Bari mbe nga hakkili wiswaso so la dol to domonding mili alon ko mbol sen yandila because ngamoy abe diamu kam programs and policies lella andung UDP la in a party-led coalition of Fole, talking about programs and policies, referencing 2016 programs and policies. Bari untol as the United Democratic Party, mafo mole ko alna lankam party-led la, untol la programs and policies mbe banko do kula ni wall. Nko alna ngake party-based politics di, or party-led politics di, bari alla ideas, alla policies and programs, aliye kamana ngake broad-based. We look for the best short-term policies mini along ko isa banko sambanyo and long-term policies mini sa banko sambanyo. Anu nyulle kede dia multi mini along ko mol milbe na coalition or discussion wala karola ika wole fo molia. Nia Lamin Mani, Dr. Lamin Mani molka kwa nia dia mul moy ay nyum fola manke kilinta manke fulat. That in as much as inko mole alna nga party leke bari mapo mole alna UDP la programs and policies nga banko do kuni wala. Mo beni la programs and policies binalale, we see Jumalle are feasible within a short duration and Jumalle are feasible in the long term. And these are things mili along ko nyim partner sol min binalankang ni be woko le jibela ni be woko le kachala. This is why there is going to be a memorandum of understanding signing. So that some motafola I am not consulted or I have not accepted on certain procedures of the coalition. This is the reason why each and every one of them will have the opportunity pour to sign. And you need a chance to pour sign. That means you have agreed to the way the government will run if we come into governance. That is one thing. But moving into 2016 Fanang, there was what we call programs and policies for the independent coalition. It was not run on UDP policies and program. Ni hakilo bakang Halifa Wolbe as a spokesperson, there were policies ibe mil wafi kan banko dingole. Ni mol wala na bi people are holding borrow to account the public court. Kafaya kumi kunu itele ka mole ko ibe tam kelale. So to be mune be caring. All these things are programs and policies mili alonko the 2016 coalition o wole wafi and reforms mili alonko ajama jamal ye fonunje. So 2016 UDP are passing the present like any other party. But the policies and the programs as to how the governance is run, woman ke UDP la policies, among UDP la program. It was a policies and program of the coalition, which includes the Right Honorable Halifa Sallah. So, belari wale nyam. But again, sedina diamu the policy la kuala koreke. So, until la lon nale, whether ila political party mumu NUPT, they have an ideological inclination. There is there an ideology miya lonko. It will be lori wole kam mi satin na komi bi it will nim party dolta do ko kelano mo so United Democratic Party because ngamira wokata kuna amela ideological inclination for. So why is it possible that atebe United can come me the best ship to merge with so that they can see through this ocean to go to the promised land Canaan.
We come to
So near UDP
with the alliance to the alliance to the SG and regarding policies as well.
No. But what la float la coin la dumunding. Near UDP GB, this is why always at a difficult and turning DOI, PDOIS, Puruna do Kolia Tamanonial. Because Nka for Molen, always, among a coming Beman Taraka Bankole Bondi quote, Bela Flaka Banko Bondi Kaman Sakunda Bondi, but Mansakunda be Taman Dirusifa Min Kela, turning DOI differences, Jamabe Lori Woleka. It's a fundamental differences that are ideologically different. So, Ntola ideological inclination mu social democracy ideological principles whilst these ones are having socialism ideological inclination. So social democracy ideological inclination it's a combination of capitalist market policy and fundamental social policy where markets be borila in a way that government 100% control over the markets. But Nitara GB socialism policies, government will have 100% controls over the markets. This is why Abe Koleala back because markets, especially in Naragambe GB, wale mtola business holdi, wale control someone tolka ndamul kole kuolto. Woto Abe Koleala back ninyulko, they will control the markets. Ntolko ntolta market will control la. Puru ninga denga do koke. At one point policy difference ni. So setting mo word for what is their ideological inclination means atina be ini UDP ita doko kelano that ini unite be doko kelano auto ini doeta doko kelano na so blani yeleno abete ala bakel.
We will come to that. So but janim bidala policy ni ideas too. I mean I just want to lava kejin in Kanyinda. Comment do mandi ya video bandi atara no viral back iba ila analysis kaka with regards to lawyer Lamin Jeda wala strengthening political fanani na I strength means sort of an another weakness. You admitted that Honorable Lamin Jeda not other as an independent, sorry, not other as the candidate of NUP to ballot. You believe that he's going to actually do well when it comes to Kombo Gunjura and the surrounding villages. But nyata nung Lamin Mantara balloting aba akol bina ko ala bake ala fanaldo fananinto said na kera modi mi ala ko he disagree with that, but I just want to hear you first, Lamin. Can you walk us through about your that analysis, because phenomenal loko ajam for bata kera fendi mi ala ko jamal don't agree that don't disagree that min disagree that bol kono wala the spokesperson of MUP National Unity Party. What were you trying to say in that video, Lamin?
Job Sikamwele. All right.
Yeah,
So what video? I'm not giving a nationalist or a holistic view of NUP. Nadia Mokon. But mbe regional and a constituency at one point a village view of NUP ledika. Ya fam that NUP la lonim bitema ala sembo be Kombo South nyadile, ala sembo be Gunjur nyadile, ala sembo be West Coast nyadile. Mbe ole kuo kachaka no. Amanke banko be tu kandi. Because NUP bota dulal to miya lonko B ye nyaton kole dila la mim bota dulal to mimu UDP sembo be dulabint min keta Gunjurti Kombo South ani West Coast. But saying kabiring NUP dita the Right Honorable Lamin Jeda Bola nteka mim moy wodulato as somebody miya lonko wuluta je anu na mol bije nka mol moy je nka la moy je mol la bake ni programme ba keri ika mine fo kabirin parti nyin nata anim parti fo nga mine je parti leader nyin fo ya keje anim bi o sama parti nyin be kele nyaadi ngole analysis ke nko mol kabirin Lamin Jeda bo botana Gunjur dingol mine ya lonko be Gunjur je iko bi ifanana mole findira na miya lonko yaje ko mi akala flam man sayalla woto itolbe lola komal wolem badin surungol anin kabilol abota milko, and that is very natural that momo ilota bi ibota tundo minka ibota kabilo minka womol be support lal as far as your face is on the ballot ya fam. But Lamin Jeda bo fon nina ta jibe pour kanna pointo nyim validate Lamin Jeda bo ala force rally ke min tolto ala rally ke Gunjur jeleto Lamin Jeda bo ala fenko fundraising ke min tole ala fundraising ke Gunjur jel as a fintino Gunjur la bantala taya ke somewhere in any villages with outside Kombo, but I obey to ke Gunjur. That means that a jikita komi abe momi sotokan Gunjur asembo warta bakel anu alwo finti follow ngamira ite fondi mo jamali o jele momi findita Gunjur kono pour que la support tandial so on control as the UDP nata nu Lamin Jeda bo bi anyada be nu baloto to ni komi tata karre fayola aka munta mo jamal min ya lonko inka hukuma sifal moyla ani mo jamal min fintita nun kabira ka be lola wol jamal be carte fayla and wosina ke UDP e kuti mi ya lonko abe na carte tinyal bari saying na tata akabe lala modo kam mi ya lonko wala nyada be tarla ballot box o kan instead of ate nyada woto womu Gunjur la opportunity because minem woti Lamin Jeda da mamanke moti min bota Gunjur nin Gunjur kol fane moje mi ya lonko bi dia local authorities andi be do ko sambanan kan Gunjurje min keta monchar jibat because wolem di Gunjur ward counciloti Gunjur ni sateringol min be ba balaje annu yajele birkam area council over how many millions le di ila council la pour ka murundi la community ka wo investment o keta Gunjur la andi surrounding village bi janni bita carte tikale yadi mola mi alonko anenema invest alkunna. This is natural sense mi alonko if you have to discuss politics is grassroots, politics is local. So niatar wole mutonyati water akamunda mol they will prefer to give somebody a vote mi alonko wole be tol nya fita kan ila bata watola ni dara keke bi fanan jibe abale second time le fananga abe Gunjur represent kan because ni na National Assembly jibe ako representation, oversight and legislation. So KKB Gunjur ni other community mini alonko they form the constituency called Kombo South KKB fanan bole represent ka what at one point nin KKB diamuta mole mil bota wotundo ka mole min an ko Gunjur dingol lemu ni mon char diamuta mole mil bota wotundo ka mole min an ko Gunjur dingol lemu they will, since I said politics is local, they will listen to them ibe carte dilela sokora momi ya lonko itol nata iko nyim mo kare ngole present nali ya faya sama nake dam man sati ntol safen kamana no na tundo kan mi ya lonko mbake kan nun kunu bari jedabo let's put facts out now Jedabo in as much as about Gunjur is just equal to me. Njolta follow no or political level nganyineke Gunjur kono because of we have never been given a political position to invest back to the community. Ntolngamineke maybe at one level kamol mako e badi mbuna aning outside open puru ila family problem or culture, but not on political programs and policies. But we have people in Gunjur that are doing it. We have Munchar doing it. We have KKB doing it. So politically, abe batala je bakele sciententing purka talib wafije because of a mantara representative position o soto kambia lonko Gunjur kol nene aje alote minna. Bari kafo ato mambo Gunjur wo ato botale bara ato bota minne laje jobis mbi wolonal wole mo ala lawyer ya bara ala politician ya ato mambo Gunjur wola because Gunjur la secretary mimbe alon ko abe Gunjur to yal je UDP kono ay safero kele kay tandi ko mi itol buka Jedabo je Gunjur la politiko kono anu wati fongo sotta pour fongo yalon politiko nya sifa nya jamal bi ni politiko be keri ni yanko banato political blanja hana man ko bondi je but it's already a visibility support to the program. So pour Jedabo ka visibility support fongo dilela wo mu kuleti mi yalon ko itol maji wole mu wo secretary ni na kumoti and wole be sotorim fano wole be lari. So na analysis mu waleti na Jedabo nyada be num baloto balanu 2026 it's going to be a big blow to our community as far as UDP is concerned. But na nyada mantraje abe UDP makwela bakel because the localness of our authorities will take advantage of Jedabo je and abe talib makwela minnaje adambe dualo. That was my analysis, not banko be tukang, but within a community, a constituency and a region.
I think that's clear enough. I believe that's clear enough from Lamin's side. So I want to hear from Sedna. Sedna, ita mo moldi mi anno ko ila sefero nyindo je. Iko mo moldi mi anno ko isondra ko Lamin funding kilo mi anno ko awakil da back anu fana ikala cool fana no mo back na. You know, you have to get back. But at some point you disagree with some part of the analysis. I just wanted to know which part of the analysis you are not really convinced with. You know, it's a lamiro fana for them.
Hello, Lamin is my favorite yellow soldier. I like him. And then honestly, I love his confidence, right? But I will excuse him because I think he's completely out of touch with the realities on the ground. You know, the analysis mean digging is all on the surface. You know what every analyst watching from afar would say. You understand? But then mbe muru na la kumura commencé dameng mune akendi for ideological difference mene akendi NUP and UDP do ko kenola ntema wofo. And nobody in the NUP said that UDP in the do ko kenola. I never said that. Okay, let that be clear. Now let me I'll come back to this. You see, Jedabo is well rooted in Kombosar, not just Gunjur. Now let's understand the Gambian mindset. Jedabo Janabe abe fenya political kono. He has been writing. He has been involved in Gambia governance process for a very long time. And again, Banko Futra Tembol do Mele Alonko molbe carte di la mumule ba di la mula mi alonko ilatala isontala yalonko nyimari ninga banko di ala aba sambonol. Katum batambela re mulka blare mbeleka. Jedabo as a person has been existing in Kombosar from the beginning since Kabiring our family. Anu animule wuta animule kuda animule nyunafa. Do you know how many people within Kombosar Melanco a problem also, or how many communities within Kombosar Melanco Jedabo is represent them at the level of the courts? Do you know how many people in Kombosar Melanco walla ila welfare is abe Jedabo le bulokono? Do you know how many people within Kombosar Melanco B Jedabo ye nafa mina itinin manta dol bi jele ibika long foni futa mulla koda bundal wala futa mulla salu inisi ale kata ya foye e dafa mo fon kamen numa jumalem. Okay, and these are not the only reasons me I can the mulbe carte fala Jedabo. Mulbe carte fala Jedabo is rooted in principle, is rooted in a sheer conviction ko. Mole me anko kunun kabera be during kabera be kandring he was here with us. Mole me anko ngalon ne ko mole me anko mole me anka integrity asa kamo kantano mole me anko gambe be anko mo tilindingolom mole me anko ne banko dia asa sambanu. And I'm gonna tell Lamin this and I'm gonna give him this promise go. Whether he accepted or not, that is definitely his choice. UDP has lost Kombosar.
Yeman Clareback, can you pick it up again? Yeman Clareback, UDP has.
I am gonna state this with utmost conviction. Whether Lamin accepted or not, that is his choice. The UDP has lost Kombosar to NUP. We've decimated their ranks in Kombosar. Whether he accepted or not. And I'm not going to tell him why and how. Okay? But I'm going to make him a promise. Go. On the 6th of December, Ali, bring us back here. I will tell Lamin NUP, for 5 consecutive years, immediately after 2021, so many people actually thought we are dead. We went back to the drawing board, we re-strategized. We know exactly what we did. Now, learning at Doko Minke on the ground. There is one secret about the UDP. Me akendi molke noma. Mojamala ka UDP no mandra ke noma fenkambale. Ike noma out of loyalty. That loyalty is exactly what the NUP has. Kan ndol bika kodi di mola. Ndol bika andol hala tisa don kamin num fanga wafile. Na mulka sanne. Ninga fundraiser organize na mulel fon ka findi kana ka party patronize. People proudly kela kodo bonika invest in the NUP. That tells you the level of loyalty that they have for the party. The people of Gunjur Lembang, for the entire Kombosa, whether Lamin knows it or not, on a daily basis, they are coming out in their numbers to show their support and their loyalty to Lamin. Among Kenyinda Manko, Kunung Ayena fa Fendela, but I alone come he is that one person, Mealonko B. You can trust him with your life, you can trust him with your property, and then you can trust him with your government. And based on this conviction, whatever Kendra Kombosa be finding in their numbers to vote for the NUP. And on the other thing is, I'm going to excuse Lamin for not understanding what is happening. I know we will get there and then I will explain. But then no one endorsed anyone. Lamin Malla Talib Kang, Talib Malla Lamin Kang.
I think that needs to be clear. I think that point needs to be clear.
Yes, that needs to be clear. And I'm going to repeat this again. This is to tell Lamin and anyone that is thinking like him. Dr. Lamin Jedabo did not endorse Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda. Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda did not endorse Dr. Lamin Jedabo. This is a strategic alliance. Mealonko ultimate focus is to change the very system Mealonko Aben Batandi can be, Aben Tora can be. In a question of who is going to be the leader, that will come subsequently. But don't want an alliance built on who is going to lead. We built the alliance on a blueprint. Mealonko Nimbanko se bondino akono. Nimbanko fana bota akono asapeno banko e nafati for Ilayo Medin. And I'm going to tell this to Lamin clearly, let him understand this. Politics is beyond what he thinks. If he wants to live in history, because UDP number was this. I respect the UDP so much, honestly. They're the biggest opposition political party. But they do not withhold the base that they have from the beginning. Woman Taraji. He is my brother, and I'm telling him to be very, very careful of this kind of things. The UDP has lost combos out to the NUP. This is a fact. And this will be manifested come December 56. On the 6th, discuss.
What do you have to say with regards to that before Muna say Naka? Because I have a very important question for him. You want to say something?
No. I don't coming after Jobis. That was my analysis.
No, but you guys have lost your major base that is Kombasa to NUP as of now.
Do you know they organized the meeting? Do you know they organized the meeting in Kombasa?
Huh?
Do you know the UDP? I don't think that. Ajininka?
Yalong Jovis.
Is you come on man but then namre boy de kan UDP ni pare ka mol fini ni reve ka mol fini be fini
nintol ko mon ciade da may mon ciade ko as the word council mina gunjurle ntol fo la ko nyon te boto ko nyon min kan gunjur mon ciade be moto min dam ma bondi la woto tete o dam fulano so ko nin ko keke biem mina gunjurle keke birbe momin bonle so ya pa bi invite kuran karangol la odulat gunjuru mu bankol di mi alon ko nyin kurana karamba bankol le miti mbetu ngolon anu always anu alifal most of the time ike jele hani Supreme Islamic Council la nyaton ko be boto wolto so na alifal auto dol bije they want to bring these elders to invite them kanaka kuran karango nin ko do pabi tato wol imagine even local communities mi alon ko gunjur dem mala warta wolti we call them big communities wol kabrin tato wol ante ngajela nga mol min findino but coming to Serina's point coming up nyam argument them bari kafa said na damma in 2021 they have just 500 votes in the whole of Combo South oto purka for coming from 500 votes UDP in 2021 have over 10,000 votes in Combo South 20,600 so saying imagine from 20,600 to it all 500 purka wodang kanaka 20,000 plus in 2026 ndol mo do ko je said na lo so benefit of but the benefit of argument, I agree.
So, let me understand one thing. In 2021, when we came, I mean, 3 months before election, Kabintong candidate being announced. Okay? Ordinarily, like, you don't expect the NUP to just come 3 months before election at Bankota. But again, Ntonga Ming achieved was a win. Out of some of the major political parties in the Gambia, they could not even cross the IEC. UDP as a party, Kabili for the IEC nomination, in fact, they were asked to go back to bring a certain document. They were not certified that very day. NUP was the only political party Mealongo, na organization, na governance kalamutaro. The very day that we presented our nomination to the IEC, that was the very day it was accepted. That was the very day we were certified.
So next time, minute tanga mal turje banana ko mbal sambal na jonko ne logu nala next week. But la fake yin ka dami de wolam po.
Let me clear this. Let me just clear this.
Go ahead.
We appointed Dr. Lamin J. Dabo. Mayor Lonko is well rooted in the heart of Kombo South. There is a difference. You can tell me, Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda Mujama Bundi and UDP. Somebody can agree. Dr. Lamin J. Dabo is well rooted. When you Kombo understand, but he knows. Lamin knows what I'm talking about.
All of us are from Kombo. All of us are from Kombo South.
Dr. Lamin J. Dabo. I don't know going to vote for Dr.
Lamin
So at the end of the day,
there is no ideological differences that we have.
No, that's why I'm going now. Let me ask question now. Sedina, UDP, akweda gameno anita fon fanya ya admin nyame ko the biggest opposition party. And pour kaja ko ka President Barrow Bondije, Mojemal, especially the political analysts, Abol Kono, Coach Pasamba Jao agreed that if major political parties in the Gambia endorse UDP, Ousainou Darboe is going to defeat President Barrow. That was his argument. But why did the NUP endorse UMC? Talib lo ko munal nya faje munal sonda mul faje pour ka je ko alin talibé kafu pour ka je ko ka banko nyim boni comme December 6.
Follow. You've got to understand one thing, Aliu. UDP has a lot of numbers, but then 11 numbers is not enough to win the elections. At the end of the day, I am not the only one that is going to vote. That is why it's important to listen to what the voters are telling you. You understand? I have so much respect for the UDP. The NUP has a lot of respect, for everybody within the opposition. I don't want to get into that debate. You get? But when Kumara wala nyindiko, ntonga feel coming ila coalition talks manyafa from the beginning, we decided not to get into it. Let's stop it there for now. Going back to the question that you asked. Aliu, if you look at Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda, funding wala Mayor Lonko, Ayimbanko Kanu. People can say whatever they want. He loves this country. One. Secondly, Mole Mayor Lonko has been tested. Wananko Kontol, it is out of principle. It's very important for us. Talib Ahmed Bensouda is a two-term mayor. He has been tested. He has been tried. And throughout the scrutiny process, I have not seen any corruption, corruption scandal Mealonko ya bundi outright. Katani Gambe Dingoloko, Talib Naful Nangamole Tinyam Bankun Kanyam. Talib Ahmed Bensouda took the government, President Barrow government, I think 2 or 3 times. He won at least 2 cases. That shows you that he is someone that is willing to hold the government accountable. Talib Ahmed Bensouda is someone that has always provided himself for accountability. Talib is one of the most scrutinized politicians in this country. Yet, he keeps prevailing. So Mole Mialonko has been tested. Mole Mialonko Anyimbanko Kanu. Mole Mialonko he understands what this country needs. The NUP on the other hand, party in fact, we are one of the biggest opposition parties in this country right now. Party Mialonko, we have a good team, we have the numbers, but then there is one reality Mialonko more based on Dana. One single political party cannot defeat the incumbent. We all agree, even President Barrow is sitting on a coalition. With the UMC, with the United Party, we have ideological identities. We have, we don't agree on everything. But issues they're very fundamental. We've agreed on that. And that is enough. Coming halfway, we agree into this alliance with the UMC, with the United Party on the basis of principle. Not individualism, not party politics. A blueprint, that blueprint, not because of Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda too, or because of Dr. Lamin J. Dabo too. And like I said, to tell Lamin to understand again, no one endorsed anyone. It's a strategic alliance that is built on principle.
So Allah MOU nyin kono muna ba safari nje because mama kanda ni president baro ye banne pour ka fo ila mole ko muna ba safari la MOU kono man fay fanam be bandal ba.
Ita ba na konta fule sai sentindi. But
I
again,
got
like
that.
Ndol, we pride ourselves in being extremely transparent. Fengo fa nala wato lam. Ni wato sita, we will definitely inform the government people membiji. Ni
That
aje
makes
be kunu
sense.
ni mo benda akonyo ko menja atola nying alliance in there was no room. Al jigi that you threw it on our faces. Nga ko exactly. Nga when you are going out to public, you need to make sure you put your house in order. And I can tell you one thing: if the government people see what is sitting in that MOU, they will definitely understand coming the weight is worth it.
Yeah. So Ezzy, I will go back to you. I don't want to be biased, you know. And Lamin Muna loyal. So Ezzy, I mean, atele alliance so mi anoko atele sembo wata ni tembo den ni ada alliance so jibe bake. Pati nani mi anoko registered with IEC wala kere moldi mi anoko had endorse with 2 or 3 movements. How do you feel that?
Well, job is ndol be kontan dim bakele ben sewo bunne man ni ko di bimbe lunne kono kuyati lonne komi politika movement o miya lonko bi ay sembo soto min nyenta ka the right president bon dijal scientist ding adama baro womu the United Democratic Party led coalition net because B going by numbers and numbers moto always when we speak we say numbers because even the Maxim said that hani merol be call for the majority carry the vote o mu kangol tit wolem kango mol kango jamale tam democracy ko lefo nin jama ben tol bulo kono by numbers 238,000 votes nato ko nga jama kono soto by coalition ntol we are happy we are going to unseat the president in December 5th and then it's going to be a UDP led coalition mia lonko abe banko do kola in 5 years one term the right honorable Usenu ANM Dabo abe reforms kamal na mia lonko banko nene maje reforms on minia lonko bi abe kala constitutional reforms kaje ko mi ka constitution kuto du nini bankun kan kaje ka civil service reforms kama na jobis ñun mu kuleti minia lonko ntolla nyaton ko yaje ko mi nini ku fulol fongo lota ñim bankum ba ko tilin na taram bulu ken dolal ba nini ku fulol ba mankering kulle minia lonko banko ka tamani maral kitabol lella so ni maral kitabol man falling taram bulol be kol yala bakel so ntol with the coalition we are happy. And then I know there's going to be a whole lot of coming to United Democratic Party led coalition because niajibe bifana mini alon ko kunu ibe diamola pour kaje ko mi bile nyanda ka kela leader tombong ngajere kamyon fana manna ke no wodulal so nyin ka UDP le valider doro hanisha jobis nga mo dam mangol mini to bungo kono iko to lebe ku killing ito lebe independent party led quote ngaje bi wol man benno ha jobis ndol dunna mol ninna molbe bending Mama Kandele atatala hajol Esa Falle atatala hajol Talib Ahmed Bensouda abala hajola jobi saindu mo kilwol minan ko kunu ke to lebe in cahoots ibe do ko la kaje ko mi ye third post form binga wolje anunga Esa la finto je nyam Esa man dam findi ken sangola akama withdraw ako dalilo le abondi and wo dalilo muminati ay kumol le fay unite ma mi ya lonko a jigita ko mi yo wolle ke process o nyin kono minna tela simfal mantana woto aka munta ntol dum mo wo fansay ntol ni mol min be nyokan e beba contandine UDP be contandine pabila happy birthday to the party leader today mbal be kon mbaflal be ko you join me to wish the comment section wish the right honorable the fourth president of the Republic of the Gambia happy birthday in comment section sedina mbe taymo dile la nadiamo ko nenna party leader wish birthday la bari kam you fotenting jeda bo molti mi alonko tonya politically amon ku jama ken nyimbankun kan follow bari ni tata jibe kallo nyanto ke lola nyimbankun kanja ka democracy bo man nyimbankun kanja amon ke moti miyalon ko adeta wola ni ala interview la moy jeda bo be loring against dictatorship la wato minna in terms of courts not politically ikalo ne ko he also contributed karun kala dia modo la moy na anum fatu aka fofo ya transfer from malon for one place kada samba birka mai kitol military jay o kitol handul nyami wakati nala komi amanke moti mi alon ko whatever was happening in the country abuka political platform will use to argue on but at court he argues on kaje komi nga strong democracy so abala nyantol exercise contenting tol as the UDP ngajela at one point jeda bo fon binala lan kande yeah so waratina mampare kuma folama and we are good na la fla wati the door is open ani unite takela no sedina isa fali bi ani unite takela no ite kan nyimmi fo jantending ni atara ko mi asakeno ka fo ko mi mato mo minyanta nyato ndi tamindiro kela esa fal bota fo ka ko unite ngol ko sanji saba komando unite be invest kan talibula ko and wayatara wolbe dunnin to la pati le kon kadu nyulla bon to la pati kono aman sanjo fo ni fensi so ni wolka for esa ko decision making boro nyun 3 years ago ntol investor momin kun do ton tolta wolandi la kete tammindi woto akamunta ko annu woni atara nu jeda bo fo be pati kono talibe pati kono jeda be larim pati mina talibe o pati on na main kan 3 years ago so woto bini ngol je kebe ku ibe tamala woto insafo e hakilol tunyola bari the doors are open. The bandwagon for change is open and is on the rise now. Mbe borikande, mbe mobe to invite ka. This man is a young, vibrant politician. Mialonko na dia muta molke la moala back, regardless of inabe political party min. Ndenga londe bini sedina nata joined in the United Democratic Party led coalition kang. Sedina sa makwero minga in the advocacy of the programs and policies. Womu kuleti mialonko hani sama. They like to say in the outside, Qatar opposition to fight. These are the people longo beyond 2026. In the UDP-led government in the strategic sectors of the economy, so that we become the inspiration of the generation to come. Because then he said, "Dana at this periphery young." Kafu Katara patil kono at periphery. Bi hani falung kara job is nyanta nyanto so langa doko ket blalto. Isaja milben tol fanan koto inyalsa boka ajo komito nyatonya kadum political party kono to also fight through the ranks kaje sa me doko ke yela banko na fa kule me alon ko mul nyanta kela. So wo manyana kela aba opposition aba dulaminto. I can tell you it's going to take you a whole lot of time. A whole lot of time pour jandal be falindiro ke. Milbe falindiro ke all UDP led coalition. I invite you personally. If you want a ground invitation, we will do a ground invitation for you. Love Learning platform will use to tell the people that you are ready to come and join the United Democratic Party-led coalition. But wish my party leader happy birthday.
Sedna, over to you because we have like 2 minutes to go. What do you have to say with regards to that?
Yeah, first of all, happy birthday, Baba. Alama alase Cairo Kai. Alama anatomo mende alasa timbandi. Mokendolong. Thank you so much for the invitation, Lamin, but I respectfully decline.
Yes.
The NUP, I am rooted in the NUP. NUP is home, you get. But at the end of the day, like, one thing has to be clear. Esafal said this, kare koteng, one month of interest back, you get. Banko for the temple, the Mialanko is enough people trying to throw sand on each other's eyes. Moses see that what I mean I think that is very unfair to this country. Coming out from the beginning of my conversation, this country has bled enough. You get what we should try to scrutinize each other's leaders, based on a track record and based on a level of integrity, the level of commitment to the change that we all desire. Wala kumada. If you understand Dr. Lamin Jedabo, coming out from Aliu, Mole Mealonko has been living with the people. Mo Mealonko ay mol nafa, fenna Mealonko a mol sort of wall at a time before B. Lamin na lawyer coming he could have taken case Mialanko Ibakel trillion nail. He could have done that. He has the technical know-how, he understands the law. But Lamin Kohani, he is going to be the poor people's defender. Moga Komania, the poor people's lawyer. Cases Mialanko, they are very tricky cases. Dr. Lamin Jedabo called Purka Mulnya for the Mulmelialonko Yetoning. That is not an easy feat. Second, he understands governance to his fingertips. And Gambe Timbo Mendoza coming out for Yamen, it's not about leader falling. It's about the system. Dr. Lamin Jedaboko, Nalia la carte sigalia diala, abe system ole builda le mea lonko, cool bebe tamala anyama. Cool bebe tamala nyadile, well, the governance is going to be rooted in on the rule of law. Na banko ek maral kitabo soto mea lonko wall it should eclipse everybody. Nimwe B, for example, in Tesedina, nice struggle ke, we get into power, I palaso dina. Nintenga corruption scandal ke. Amanya naka jibeko said na is my ally. The law should punish me. That brings in the independence of the judiciary, the independence of the National Assembly, the three arms of government, and of course the fourth estate by extension. I can find the Mialonko. Momorin be mansakunda ba understand comment the Anti-Corruption Commission Mialonko mansakunda dole lula. Scrutiny be sala kabini sando kajina foduma. Manta mo which hunt it's not about vengeance, it's not about vindictiveness. But momorin de luwati nya luabe malelale. Bankola nafro niya ma luabe malelale. banko la fengo niya ma loi be malale ana be kala fende de mian ko momoro ni be fengo fenkela abe kala fende mian ko loi même fo ne loi ti nyaade ibite dan ko loi la o mo fende de mian ko banko sura be tembo mento you understand mol sela ko mo fonole like lamine même fo alata fannale ala coalition I understand it's okay for you to you know to sing praises or at least to advocate for what you believe in, but I can tell Lamin confidently come December 5th National Unity Party in the United Alliance is going to take over this country. Whether he accepts it or not, how and why, I'm not going to tell him. That is strategy. But I want him to understand he's still living in history. If history is anything, it's just lessons. To learn from, re-strategize, and then move on. Now for Janam we took 5 years. NUP took 5 years to work on our grassroots politics. We took 5 years to work on issues banko surata wala. I am optimistic with the candidate that we have, with the alliance that we have. We are still open doors for other political. In fact, there is a lot of political parties and movements we are going to be joining subsequently. But end of the day, I want them to understand they're not the only party they have a team. You also have a team. But again, from the beginning, we all know that there must be a third force. And this NUP United Alliance is what would inspire that third force. Is what would inspire the revolution that will ultimately change the dynamics of our political realities. And this is going to happen. So maybe they will enough of partisan politics. Mfutara wati la meya lonko nyentaka jibele mbekate fay kan jumale. Munem amari la track record. Munem ala understanding when it comes to governance, because Gambia problem is a see. If a problem will be explain corruption jana, drug jana, crime rate jana, whatever it is that you're going to explain, it's a governance failure. And you need someone who is going to install a system that will take care of that. That is Dr. Lamin Jedabo. That is the NUP and Unite Alliance. Me along Congo form science. Udombe Gambia dingo be kumala mo be dauda. Yana rally behind the alliance. Na make sunga baro bundi. Anaka ke baro bundo da mati. Ake ala abekala alliance me along we are going to install a system. Me along abalabalo falina. Abe security and order restore back to the country and mulla livelihoods be improved, to the standard that we all deserve. Abarakabat.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for honoring my invitation. Akiranya kondan kubati. Mfonka fujoma fulon mi anoko. Selina na doko okay, we cross path a lot. Mola mi anoko, he's a great guy, I'm a NUP spokesperson. Palaso mi anaka manga palas chahanti miata Gambia political fanajibe. Lamin is somebody that for over the 5 years we've been rocking. So I know both of you are very phenomenal guy, and you inspire each other, you adore each other. That's a very great thing. There is no love lost among our brothers. Imumurad mial noko ikakuja mas andal sa kuja mal kachano. Mba tirala nala number share. I don't know. Follow your numbers. But Lamin is a dangerous politician. I bet somebody UDP that is in na kana swende Jeda would jigite la bagel. And then Jedab is a phenomenal guy. Just to speak a little about him, I knew that Jedab of 10 years ago, we've crossed paths, and then Mola Mial Noko, I kuja malki mial no komboda kalamala Gambia Banko kam. Mola Mial Noko, he had respect from a lot of people. Sifo Bayo Sonko. Lamin himself is somebody that he really likes the guy. Politically, he have a difference with him, but Lamin as a person, I believe a lot of Gambian, if I can say almost 80 to 90% of Gambian, really respect him and they really adore him. They really love what he do. So let's see what's going to happen in next 3 months' time. I know it's going to be a very interesting time in Gambian politics. I can't wait to see all that thing. But other last words, Lamin, what would be your last word for today's conversation? And then from there, I'll move to Serena, then we conclude the program.
No, Kasebina tend to the wrong. Thank you so much for the contributions. And then Kete Aliu Fanan tend to Fanan Cafe Komi. Thank you for welcoming me. Kela viewer Fanan tend to Milia Lonko, Ibele Credico use can home and abroad. Kaje Kanyim program follow and also comment and also add to Mtul Fanan na Fahamro. Kantol Manke Komin Tolenga Faham Mobe Tutija. Ndolka diam ko dolla maybe mawlu watul fon wala molle be nyin comment section ol kono. Molle wala mo rol la min ya lonko wol keta wol nyalla. So they know it more than us, but we are privileged at one point to discuss this matter. And I know their contributions are also going to be beneficial in the comment sector. But Kafo Twenke Dorom, Jedabo Ning the right on the Busin ANM Dabo. You'll move full let minia lonko ila mecho be mecha killing on let. Andung nitata jibe ila historical track record fanan jibe. Sedina apojane komi Jedabo keta motimia lonko akalo mole fentamil blokon. Ngamara Usenu Fanang, Momo Bato for Nimbankunka, a la pro bono cases, Ibari Membola wala bag, most especially the 1981 coup d'etat and beyond. So these are people many alone contefe fundamentally, Numo Florida Doko Keno. because of they all have high interest in procedure. That means kaje komi loi tamandi nyimbankun kan silale miya lonko it will meto ya tandi wala nyama that ni moy kuke amanya nam hontla bari loi min fole nyanta lala kan anu ngalo ne ko our presidential aspirant have 100% interest in constitutional reform, and this is what I believe from Lamin J. Dabo as a constitutionalist or as a person Mia Lonko Abelola Karola as a practitioner of law. So my interest is to advocate pour ñu move lol. At one point isajo komisa doko keno nyami ye nae la nyokang because sama maybe businessman or a lawyer at one point strategically they will differ in terms of how government is run. But fundamentally their problem is governance where tambala no nyami. So there is high possibility that they work together and Sedina Minkeja is good. Sometimes we don't have to throw tantrums. Until we are young, these people can go behind closed doors and discuss issues many along Kosama, Ngeje na la nyokan. So to maintain decorum, saya dunin na kajal kono, akana ke something mi along konsanyo baramano, Samon Tolngalo, Mama kan de felebi, kunu milba defend candidate atalala president ka, ilebi. Abe koleari bulle puri fintine nadia. So thank you so much, Sedina, for that brilliant conversation and contribution. Ngontani bata puri ninga ben platform otoja.
Over to you, Sedna. I mean, your last statement.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, Lami. Like now, Funyami is my favorite yellow guy. I like him so much. And of course, Baba for Mbitano, na former party leader, Alama Alen Nemonin Kafarukai, Abdullah Ibrahim Jame. Adimuso, Baba Dinki So of course, there is no love lost. It's politics. We have so many differences when it comes to Nabankula Jirnya. Of course, woman Yanaka Fenti Mealongo, Abeng Walila. Nimbe discourse, at least we discuss with so much decorum. At least we present our issues without hurting the order. If you ask me questions, if I go deep, because I'm Banko this material time. Of course, the Unite NUP Alliance, an alliance that you can trust. Yajele coming out from Banko for the temple to Mealongo, Yandaka Korosiro back. Mbena carte fay kamunekam. Ngana carte fay na carte di. Mbe carte la jumanyo la ikamene fonya amaril munem ila track record akumada bake. Abaro sifa amanya na repeat la koteke. Coming out from this alliance has the potential. In fact, this alliance is poised to change our political dynamics. A principle lembang, policy lembang, program lembang, everything me alongo ite gambe dingo ya mira. Ngalo lunki living invite la jana nga ko discuss nga expand because time did. But if you len mele alongo ati nyimbanko bundina be toro men kono. Mbem fola muli wala nyitiko. Dr. Lamin Jeda bu ta dadu la fon kono me alongo kairo ta kono. Ani moto do ko keno la me alongo mantili. Ani moto do ko keno me alongo nyimbanko kano. Uramba fola le ko bo Dr. Lamin Jeda bu ani meyo Talib Ahmed Bensouda molel mele alongo nyimbanko kanu. Molel mele alongo nyimbanko la problem mol kalamuda. Molel mele alongo ila isumu governance and molel mele alongo itilinda. There are people that you can trust. Whoever emerges as the flag bearer, Gambedingo sa understand ko, nyine moti me alonko alliance wala tambindi, Gambedingo fana sa understand coming. You're not only voting for that person, but you're voting for the blueprint me alonko nyun party flow ye wala da aning the subsequent party me alonko bina ye lafa alliance ninkang, ye nyun blueprint da pour que Gambe bonda be toro ninkono. O kamala mbafla Gambedingo be ala baraka bake. Of course, Ali, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to at least speak to the Gambian people. Of course, people in the comment section, people from different political parties, in our political discourse now sanitize. Let us be respectful in our approach. Especially ninka diam na leaders only. We can differ in opinion, we can differ in approach. But nimbe diam na nyola kodo nga kata drong yang kulumi na walang kulud, yang kulumi na walang ka alfa albunya. Kana tara in ibe alfa la kumu suso, bali sa suso nim bunya kam. Kana kuma fo muye me alanko so monal bendal tenyo kontona. NUP as a party has been advocating for this. Anong komi mbenyi kumu fana faraja. Niajam ko Dr. Lamin Jeda is well rooted in Kombosa. Ntol janimba appoint kakana flag bearer. We did a rigorous background check on the person. It's part of NUP flag bearer selection process. A rigorous, when I say rigorous, background check. And they were amazing. They were really amazing. Yeah. And of course, we're getting into the campaign period. But to assure you, the United NUP Alliance is the alliance that you should rely on. Is the alliance that you should rally behind. Is the alliance that you can trust.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you for honoring my invitation. I'm Kondanda Baka Purkaja Konara Kalbes Rajang and Jiberaba Dawada Banko Kani Banko Banda, Natendu Baka Naljay, Kabo YouTube la Fanala Kana, Facebook la Karonina, Akrenya Kondan Kubari, pour kaje kal be so jam fonyen time woni until we come on your way tomorrow mbab toura sotala mi anno ko afana mo gunjur di waldi. He's also going to discuss a lot with regards to this alliance because our NUP, our UDP, and also our NUP. Samani ala kiri dala bob ture batera jamia na ko naba kaja sobe sotala andum abakela modi mi anako is going to walk us through our life in Finland and then I
Both were
think that
United, not NUP.
oh United yes our United UMC rather.
Abe mu killing it. Apa akan apa
So
apa
Dr. Amola Faram, Lami is a Lami Jeraba's brother too. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting program. But I will reach out to both of you. Purka Joko, I mean, Kal Samana Janko and Purka Kacha, alla party la policy la, alla Muslim Fanyana sort of put funding, sort of funding la caro. Najaloko NUP, your funding upon Kakela spokesperson, which shows that they believe in youth in politics. UDP also as well. We've seen a lot of their names. They are very young. Lamin Mial Nako, he took their stage at all costs in a TV conversation. He's a very young guy, 30 or less than 30. So that speaks a lot about UDP, UMC, Davo, Aikelo Minkanu Kabin 1981, Kata MC Cham Senior Walla Case Nim Kuko Doloko, Lijedawe Kenyaming. Molamianako, they are very phenomenal individuals. And I believe that we can explore their career path and see where we can actually collaborate and cooperate as oppositions. Purkajoko, Allah Minali also come December 6. Allah Barkabake, Nalomela and